Hi, welcome back. I'm just doing a quick video now because I do get asked quite often what sparked my interest with skeleton collecting, and it goes back quite a few years really. I used to do oil paintings and I wanted a human skull to use for still life. So rather than a bowl of fruit, I'd have a human skull to do my skull paintings, and I managed to acquire Fred. So this is Fred. He was my first acquisition of any sort of type of remains, and I painted him a few times, and then I started to look for other skulls to paint to give me a bit more variety, and that turned into sort of a collection really. I ended up at one point, I think, at 27 human skulls in my tattoo shop, and several human skeletons as well. But then a friend of mine picked up a rabbit skeleton at an antique fair, which I subsequently bought from him, and that was this one. And despite having quite a few human skeletons in the studio, people were really intrigued by this little fella. Basically, no one could guess. I don't think anybody guessed right what it was. Everybody were guessing quite weird and wonderful things. So that sort of sparked an interest in me as to, you know, what actually lies beneath an animal. So I started to look at getting a couple more skeletons for decorating my shop really. Bear in mind at this point, no interest whatsoever in really building them. And then I went on eBay and found a seller who had an otter skeleton for sale. Actually, they had two otter skeletons. They had one otter skeleton completely built like this one, and one which was a bag of bones so you could build it yourself. And obviously I have no experience at building skeletons. I opted for this one, the built one. And when it arrived, I might as well have ordered the one to build yourself. It was in quite a lot of pieces, shall we say. It wasn't like this, it wasn't on a base, it was just in a box packed with kitchen scourers, and it did arrive in quite a lot of pieces. So the process of mending that turned out to be quite enjoyable, so I decided that I would, from there, try and find some skeletons to build myself. So that's it in a nutshell really, where it all started. Collecting human remains for using for artwork, for painting, and then antique rabbit skeleton, because people were intrigued by that. I decided to get more, and because I bought another one that was broke, I decided to start building, and pretty much for the last 3 or 4 years since then I've never stopped building, and the collection just keeps growing. Hopefully you'll get to come visit it and see it one day. So that's just a brief breakdown really of how I got into this. Hope you found it interesting. If you want to see skeleton building, I will be over the next few weeks putting some videos up of the building process, so like and subscribe and hit your bell button to get notifications when I put something new on. Alright guys, signing out, catch you soon, time to go build.